Originally, the webinar has started.
The webinar has started, and we have a very special guest. That would be Doggy. And there's Doggy right there in the background, hanging out.
There we go. Let's rotate Doggy so that he's on camera.
There we go.
There we go.
Because we know that Doggy is very unique and that there's nobody else in the house at the moment. If we leave Doggy alone, he's gonna bark and go crazy all over the place.
That's exactly. Hi, Doggy. Yes, his name is Doggy. That's not his full name though. That's his first name. His middle name is Dog, and his last name is Lee, obviously. So his full name is Mr. Doggy Dog Lee.
There you go. Well, Doggy, welcome to the mastermind. Happy to have you here as well. And yeah, amazing. Very cool. We got some super cool stuff planned for tonight, man. People are in for a treat. Bridget says, "Where's the black cat?"
The black cat's in the shed.
Okay.
Right, Doggy? Doggy doesn't get along with the cat.
Okay. Everybody's saying hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hey, all. Oh.
Oh, Mr. Doggy, you look so photogenic. Say hi to everyone. Oh, he can't type. Let's make sure everybody can type to everybody. Yes. So hello, everybody. As you can see from my flannel, it is now cold in New York.
Yes, and thank you, Gene, for asking the questions. My grandson's team winning, so it's a little nail biting. They won the quarterfinal 18-0. They won the semifinal 7-3, and I had to leave at halftime, and they were down 2-2, and my grandson made a mistake that cost them a goal. So I don't know how he's feeling right now. I had to leave at 2-2. So we'll see if they're able to pull off the championship or not. For those who don't know, my grandson was able to make it to the finals of their soccer tournament thing, and it's underway right now. I'll find out. Let you know. So thanks for asking. All right.
Awesome. Okay, well, everybody, welcome to Mind Types After Dark. Originally, we do have some new people on the call. We need to explain couple of things about Mind Types After Dark.
Yeah, indeed. So welcome. If this is your first time on Mind Types After Dark, we're delighted to have you here. Hi, Joan. Also, all kinds of cool. Hey, Don, great to see you also. Steve's here. Awesome. So Mind Types After Dark is our one time per month that we do an evening call, and it's designed to do two things. Number one, have a little bit more fun, be a little bit reverent. If you're in a time zone that it's evening time, bring whatever you want to Mind Types After Dark. We joke a little bit more. We have a bit more fun. And it's also designed to give our friends and members of our mastermind in Australia, New Zealand, Southeast Asia, etc., an opportunity to be on a call when it's morning time, their time, as opposed to the middle of the night, which is most of our calls. So very cool. Welcome, everybody, especially if it's Mind Types After Dark. First time, we welcome your participation. You can bring your tea or your wine or whatever you want to Mind Types After Dark and have a little fun with us. Hubert, we got some very cool new stuff, man.
We do. And as a matter of fact, is it all right if I just jump right into the teaching about this concept that you and I have been toying with? The idea is, like, we call it user experience and information architecture. And it's never what anybody thinks it is. Okay. I happen to have a deep background in it. I was fortunate to be on the wave of the first usage and adoption of this concept called user experience. And it really is what drove Google and those other companies back in the heyday to really pay attention to that as like the defining thing. Okay. And so let me mention a couple of things as to what it's not, and then we'll talk about what it is and why it's so important. And of course, Ridgely and I have a story to show you, kind of to illustrate this whole thing. Okay. Now, user experience is not to be confused with user interface design. Okay, so typically people confuse like user experience with the layout of a website. Now, it has something to do with the layout of the website, but it's not the same as usability or user interface design. Okay, now the company that's most famous for user experience is Google. And what I mean by that is the following. They hold it so dear that they want to serve their users properly, that they tweak their algorithm of who to rank in what order, primarily based on measuring whether or not they're satisfying the user experience. When you and I go to Google and we run a search, we are searching for an answer to something. Google gives you a page with 10 or so results, and it's measuring very actively the success of that user experience. In that, if you and I visit a site, we type in a site, history of bologna sandwiches in the Northeast region of the United States, right? And we get 10 results, and we click on one of them, and we obviously see that this site has nothing to do about the real subtleties of bologna versus not and whatever, and we bounce away, meaning we hit the back button. Google is actually monitoring that, and that's called a bounce back, and that's like the mark of death for a website. Why? Because Google can see that we went to one of their search results, we didn't like it, and we came back, and Google is saying that link did not serve the user experience. So user experience is really about serving the intended needs of the user. Okay, and how do they do it? This leads into the parallel concept called information architecture. And that sounds kind of fancy and everything, but let me just also tell you this, and I promise I'm going to stop lecturing and I'm going to give a concrete example. But information architecture, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not navigation, although it's related to navigation, right? Information architecture is about taking all the concepts and content on your website, which is actually mapped to your business, and coming up with an architecture about your services or your company or your approach or your unique selling proposition, and architecting it in a way that there's a story that people can understand and say, oh, I know where I'm at. Okay, now, originally, especially with smaller business owners that have been in business for a long time, their sites tend to be a mess in terms of the user experience and the information architecture, because there's a lot of remnants of legacy stuff. Okay. And so when you and I, originally, are engaged to kind of create a new version of a website that really tells the new story, it's very difficult when we ask the business owner, what is your site about? Because their site, after 20 years of being in business, is about 100 different things. Right. So now here's where I'm going to just step back a little bit and stop lecturing and ask Ridgely to tell the story of, we're working with a very serious player. I'm not going to name the name, in the banking space, that basically is a consulting company to help banks. Right. And Ridgely had the pleasure of helping them limbify and kind of get their site in order. Ridgely called me because he'd said to the business owner, listen, we need some user experience expertise. So when I started looking at it, I said, Ridgely, we have to identify, like, what is the site about, or what should it be about? Now, Ridgely, with that as background, maybe you can give a 30-second thing also, just to kind of, bring people up to the story, and then we'll tell everybody how it went.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back a little bit, and it's okay if we mention the person. It's fine too. So what happened was this. After I met with this individual who is now becoming a real close ally, we had a number of conversations about website, about user experience, about limbic messaging, about all of that, at which point she sent the following message to her team. And I want to share it with you. Well, let me get rid of this. Big pivot. Met with Ridgely last night. He's redoing all the copy for the website and the direction of where everything goes. I'm going to set up a channel for him to work. Put the wireframe, the TA, the copy, the testimonials as well. He also wants to see the other stuff we built. I'll set that up now. Let's keep it moving. He'll redo the whole site in no time and give exacting orders to the designers as to where everything goes. He's also going to change the layout with different headings. We also need to, in other words, it was a full-on endorsement saying, everybody stop what you're doing. Ridgely is now taking over. Now, it says, we are in really good hands. We found a master who can guide us with wisdom. I'm exhaling. to her project manager, please give Ridgely what he needs as he needs it as your top priority, blah, 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 right? So that's very nice. But I hope everybody understands that when somebody who has a multi-million-dollar business, very, very successful, does that, it puts an added layer of pressure on somebody to say, wait a second. So they shut down the web design company. They shut down the copywriters. They shut down their own team and said, Ridgely's now in charge. Do whatever Ridgely says. Well, that's a pretty tall order, right? So I had to literally look at everything they sent me, all kinds of stuff, and say, what do we do here? There's a challenge. Let me call Hubert. Let's call Hubert and talk about the user experience. And I want to share now also a little bit. This is what the site looked like at home. Well, when I first started. Now look at this. Here's a guy who just won an award. Absolutely nothing to do with the prospect or the client. Taking ambitious banks to a level of performance. All about the company, not about the prospect. On every level, already wrong. Unclear in their call to action. Wait a second. I had to ask the company, wait a second, what are you people trying to do? You're trying to get consultations with community banks to sell them into your programs, and it's just not there in the initial thing that most people are going to see. This is a major problem. So that was problem number one. So I took this to Hubert and I said, all right, Hubie, what do we do? And you want to take it from here, or you want me to keep going with the prompt?
Well, so I asked the question that I always ask, and the answer is always, there is no answer. And I've come to expect that, because if there was an answer, I wouldn't need to ask the question. So I said to Ridgely, okay, this is the first time I'm looking at the website, and I'm just kind of skipping around, and the website is jam-packed full of stuff. And I said, okay, Ridgely, so if the user experience story was, hey, we're a clearinghouse of information about everything about banking, and it's a magazine site, and like you can dive in and randomly see all kinds of stuff about banking, like that would be like the user experience story that would make sense, because that's what I see. But I'm sure that's not what the story is that they want to tell, right? So I said to Ridgely, what do they want to do? And Ridgely said, what do you mean? And I said, listen, let me give you the formula for like a super clear user experience, but there's a challenge at the end of this. Okay. I'm sorry, Doug, I know you want to go. So I said to Ridgely this, listen, instead of all of this mishy-mashy stuff that they have on there, like the first thing you see is an event in 6 days, and then there's a video, but you can't even tell what the video is about because the icon is like over the guy's face and whatever. I said, let's create a limbic headline that says we believe in something or other, and let's find a nice emotional banner image to put behind there that tells people they're in the right place and makes them feel good. And under the headline, let's have a video that explains everything in 2 minutes that we want the visitor to know about our company. And I said, after that formula is fulfilled, every other part of this 150-page website is just a detail. And that's all fine, and that's great for the search engines, but the user experience story tells like the whole story in 2 or 3 minutes. And now I've referenced a difficult part. The difficult part, the formula is easy to understand. The difficult part is in that video, what do you want to express as your story in the 2 minutes? This is where, as a small business owner, in business for 20, 30 years or whatever, it's hard to distill your user experience and your offering and your unique selling proposition into a very straightforward statement. So Ridgely said, okay, I got it. Let's work on distilling their story. And so, of course, we went to AI to kind of find out. And so we'll show you the prompt and everything. And I've actually engineered it into even our brain software, and we'll show that in a second. But I said, originally, let's just bring up Chat GPT 4 and let's ask it to look at the website and reverse engineer the current user experience and unique story. And the trick was writing the prompt, and Ridgely will show it to you in a second. But Ridgely, it was spot on, and it provided a moment of clarity that really we've been coasting on for a couple of days now.
Yeah, and I want to just share. So I also had to have the difficult conversation with the owner and founder of the company. And it literally went like this. Hey, we really got to talk about your website. Okay, good. I'm ready. That's good. I said, are you still going to love me at the end of this call? So I'm teeing it up like I am about to give them some difficult news. And she said, I think I'll love you even more. I said, are you ready? She said, yes. And I basically said, the site is not effective. It does not work to achieve what you want it to achieve, because when you talk about the things that you offer, which I don't even like the nomenclature, are called, they're called resources, right? If you look at resources, so if I go down to net interest margin, it starts in with, hold on, that's not it right there. It starts in with the 7 crucial missteps, blah, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You go to the next one, loan growth. The 3 rules, 1, 2, 3 rules. Next one, core deposit growth. Almost everything is common mistake 1, common mistake 2, common mistake 3, etc. In other words, in the site, it is all triggering what? The neocortex, or thinking brain. It's all data and information that, even though it may be interesting and valuable, does not get a decision made in favor of the owner. So it's flat out wrong. So I had to say to her, look, this doesn't work, and it's not going to work. It is causing people to stop feeling and start thinking. We need to shift this around completely. So back to what Hubert and I did. Well, we'd already done this work, and I'm going to pull it up right now so we can take a look at it.
Yeah, and even I just want to say this too. In the examples that Ridgely showed you, even if you're focusing on the neocortex side with all that stuff, the question still remains, oh my God, this is all this stuff, and I bet it's valuable, but like, what's it all in service of? Like, what's the through line? Like, what's this stuff about? Right? So imagine like a homepage experience where you understand what you're about to see is in service of something. Right? And that's what Virginia and I are going to kind of show you.
Yeah, and this is something that everybody in the mastermind can use moving forward. So we went into ChatGPT and we crafted this prompt. Visit the website and give us a synopsis and suggested messaging in terms of the user experience story and the information architecture. What is the service offering at its heart and its greatest unique selling proposition and value? ChatGPT goes into Web Pilot and it comes up with synopsis of Emmerich Financial. It's like unbelievable how good this is. The core
Now, of course, I originally knew the company and I didn't. So I kept asking Ridgely as we looked through this. I said, Ridgely, is this right? And he said, yes. I said, is this right? And he says, yes. And then we soon came to realize that ChatGPT successfully figured out like what they want to do. Now, that's also originally a testament to, unbeknownst to them, they actually hired some good people. And yeah, it's still a little mishy-mashy, but at least it's in the great direction. We've dealt with much worse where you stump even, AI because the stuff is so far afield.
Yeah, and so I'm going to show you right here. So it says here, Emmerich Financial website presents itself as a transformative force in the banking industry, aiming to elevate ambitious banks to unprecedented levels of performance. The core service offering revolves around providing a comprehensive system, the breakthrough banking blueprint, which is designed to help banks achieve significant growth in core deposits, loan quality, and net interest margins. Their approach includes strategic planning, cross-sales enhancement, and creating a performance culture. So their 6 key things are A, core deposits, loan quality, net interest margins, strategic planning, cross sales, and performance culture. ChatGPT 4 picked up all of that. because of the strength of the prompt. And then we got this. And that is the story. So when I went back to the client and I said, okay, let me make sure that I've got this. Is this the story I want to know? And the answer came back right away within, by the time they checked it out. Here's how much I needed. Yes. And Sean, her partner's or right arm person, input is good. So there's a little bit of input from one guy. The boss said yes. So I'm like, okay, now we're rolling. Now we're going with the story. So where do we go with that? I then said, all right, I'm going to go back to the key points, and and if anybody wants this, we can make this available. What are we trying to accomplish in doing a website makeover? Point number one, put a limbic message at the top of each important page to express what we stand for and what we believe in to begin the process of inducing a yes state with all visitors. Now, this is written for the client and the client's team. So many people on this mastermind understand a lot of this, but you got to break it down for a client. Number two, ensure that the copy on each page is prospect client-centric, not company-centric, so that it makes all visitors feel like the company cares about them and what they need. Number three, tell the story clearly and concisely on the homepage to enhance the user's experience. The expression of the story must be short to encourage consumption, them-focused, and limbic, and encourage the viewer to take the next step. Number four, make sure the information architecture acts in service to the story, is easily navigable, and drives the main desired behavior, which right now it absolutely does not. And number five, keep things simple and clean with a clear understanding that if you confuse them, you lose them. Once a user has a good experience, there'll be plenty of opportunities to educate them about all that we do. What's critical is that they feel good when they interact with us. So now that's the summary of the work. Now, when you get into the work, of course, we had limbic messaging, original limbic messaging. From there, it went to refined limbic messaging. And now we have tons of content to draw from. And then we get into, we're now at page 10 of the 66 pages of rewrites that we went through, going page by page, current content, client-centric content, right? Everywhere you go, you see current content, and then everything rewritten, partner-centric, etc., page by page by page by page by page. And yes, they're paying us a lot of money to do this, by the way. Just wanted to say, this is a tremendous amount of work, right? Page by page by page. But wait, we have this crazy tool called ChatGPT. So we can go from the user experience story, we can talk about the information architecture, we can figure out the USP and the value, suggested messaging, what do we do, etc., and then go from there into, we need a 60-second script for the homepage. I did one. Then I went to, great, now give us some limbic messages, right? So let me just redo this. I want everybody to pay attention here. First, I said, give me a 60-second script. Then I said, great, now give me limbic messages about everything you've learned so far. They've already taken in the website, etc. Then I said, great, now take the video script and insert the limbic messages into the video script where appropriate. Went and did all of that. Then I said, okay, great, now review the copy to make sure it's focused on the client, all about then written in you language, and then came in and finally settled on what now becomes in this 66 pages. If I go down to the navigation on the left-hand side, version 3, limbic messaging. And now imagine that instead of this mess right here, which does nothing for the client, this website is transformed into a clear limbic message with a video, which I'm going to share with you in just a second, and a call to action, contact us for a complimentary consultation, which is the only thing this website should ever do. Everywhere on this website should be contact us for a complimentary consultation, to put them into the sales funnel that is vetted and set up to do exactly that, to land them a major six-figure contract. Every one of the contracts they do is multiple six figures, not even one, multiple. So if you go back to what ChatGPT did, then eventually we get to this. 60 seconds, limbic, all about the client on the homepage, a warmly lit office with a CEO standing confidently with a welcoming smile. Imagine your bank achieving what once seemed impossible. That's where we start. Notice there's no welcome to Emmerich Financial. We're so happy you're here, blah, blah, blah. No, jump straight in to talking to the prospect about what's in it for them. Imagine where your bank achieving what once seemed impossible. That's where we start. Community bank staff warmly greeting customers. You're not just running a bank, you're fueling dreams, building futures. You deserve a partner who believes in your ambitious goals. Limbic message. Bankers and clients shaking hands, staff advising happy customers. Voiceover. Because your relationships matter, limbic message, we see you tripling cross sales, deepening trust with every transaction. It's your bank where every connection counts. Right now we're infusing the concepts that we know are part of the synopsis that we got from ChatGPT. B-roll, bank employees collaborating, celebrating successes. Picture a workplace where your team doesn't show up, they excel. You're creating a culture where everyone is invested in your collective success. Again, all about the client, future casting, putting themselves in that space. Graph showing upward trends, community event sponsored by the bank. You're breaking records, not for the sake of numbers, but because a thriving bank means a thriving community. You're in the top 5% and climbing. Back to the CEO. Are you ready to see your bank's performance soar? We see you transforming into a financial powerhouse. Contact information. Take the next step. Begin your bank's transformation today. With Emmerich, extraordinary banking is all about you. And then voiceover, your path to the top is clear. Reach out for a consultation. Because your bank's legacy matters, limbic message, let's build something extraordinary together, right? 60 seconds, all about the prospect, all about the client, super clear call to action, button right below the video, clean, as opposed to this disaster of a current website that they have, right?
Now, that's some great work there, Ridgely. That's great. So I want to make this point too. And I said this to Ridgely, that we have to always assure the client that in fact, what they've done is actually not a waste of time. I like to always say that with your website, there's always two audiences. Okay, there's your human audience, the prospect that you're looking to attract and then convert, and then there's the search engine robots that determine your fate on the search engine results. Okay, that formula that Ridgely and I just talked about, where there's a nice direct message that leads to the consumption of a video that has all the points that you've made, that little sequence right there, that's for the humans. That's what makes that connection, and they're sold at that point, and they're going to peruse the rest of the website just to kind of justify and whatever those limbic feelings that they got. However, the rest of the site, it is very important to have all of that. Why? Because of the search engines. And that's where our expertise in search engine optimization comes in, and you can do all kinds of stuff on that end, but that, relies on the data and all the content. But again, there's the human audience where you do the partner attraction formula with all this awesome limbic stuff, and then you have the rest that's the search engine type stuff. Now, Ridgely and I have spent a long time kind of honing this and getting these great results. The reason why we're super excited now about AI and encourage all of you to kind of adopt that is that Ridgely and I now can do by ourselves what used to take us an incredibly long time with all kinds of expertise. Like we'd have to hire an expert video script writer and all of that, where yes, Ridgely and I have done this a couple of times, so we kind of know what's good and what's not. But Ridgely, speak to the point where like AI is empowering us to like put productivity out that's just incredible.
It's mind-boggling. So I want to share one more example because I think that sometimes showing is just so much more effective than saying something, right? So I have a friend who is a very unique guy, very close friend. Been through a lot of wars together. We've been 35 years, we've been buddies. And he is one of the top union stagehands in Hollywood. So he's the guy who's backstage at the Oscars, at the Emmys, at all that stuff. He's always working on a big show like, Mamma Mia or Lion King or something like that. He's that guy. And he didn't really understand the whole thing about AI. So I knew that the best thing I could do to help him understand was just to say, hey, man, well, why don't we just play with it for a minute and I'll show you some stuff. And so just goofing around, I went into AI and I said, well, what kind of company do you want to form? He said, well, I want to form a company that has a traveling green screen, because if I had a traveling green screen, we could go anywhere, save a ton of money. We could even go to the bottom of Mount Rushmore, put the actors in front of a green screen, pan up to the Mount Rushmore, and he's giving me the whole thing. I'm like, whatever. I said, okay, cool, let's do that. I know nothing about how any of that works. So of course, I went into the prompt library, got Prompt Creator, started creating the prompt. Please give me a topic. You're a world-class copywriter with deep knowledge of the film industry. You've been tasked with drafting content for a brand new company that has a traveling inflatable green screen that can set up a background any place, anywhere, that is 175 feet wide by 40 feet tall. Great. So it starts telling me the power of the prompt. 6 out of 10. Terrible. We can't be running a prompt at 6 out of 10. Way below our standards. Then giving us the suggestions on how to improve the prompt, the questions on how to improve the prompt. So we start improving. Target audience is filmmakers and film studios. The tone is professional yet fun. Sets up quickly, breaks down quickly, reduces time and money while increases ability to create video and film content at whim. Okay, great. Got it up to a 7 out of 10. We keep going. Use case scenarios, including a studio on the fly anywhere in the country so you can go to the town anytime. It integrates into other digital production flows through an edit bay in an air-conditioned truck. Okay, cool. 8 out of 10. Now, I'm still just educating the tool, and I'm just asking my friend who knows zero about AI, who has never been in AI, has never seen anything like this. We're sitting side by side on the couch doing this last night. I said, okay, great. What else can we tell them? We can bring the truck anywhere at any time without restrictions. And one of the major advantages is the truck can go to any locations and have actors act their part out in front of the green screen, with the actual backdrop being the real location itself, just like I said about Mount Rushmore. Great. Now we got it to 9 out of 10. I'm still not satisfied because I'm just that guy. So now I add some more. The environmental effect is fantastic as it imposes very little on the environment, and we want to emphasize that. The call to action is to contact the company. Name is Musco, Light and Effects for consultation. Rating, 10 out of 10. So now I run the prompt. Craft an ad copy, da-da-da. And here we go. And it starts. Musco Lights and Effects. Unleash cinematic magic anywhere responsibly. In the world of film, the setting is as pivotal as the script. Imagine the freedom to capture your vision anywhere, anytime, without the carbon footprint. Musco Lights and Effects introduces an avant-garde solution for the film industry, a colossal traveling inflatable green screen that transforms any space into your stage. Our screen isn't just as vast, 175 by 40 feet. It's a testament to innovation designed to dock seamlessly with your digital production, courtesy of our air-conditioned mobile edit bay. With Musco, you're not just saving times and costs, you're embracing a sustainable future where creativity breathes life into your scenes, not carbon into our skies. From the bustling streets to the tranquil countryside, our service knows no bounds. Our truck will bring the studio to you, merging the authenticity of your chosen locale with the limitless potential of green screen technology. The result, a production that's as real as it gets, with the flexibility that only Musco can provide. Ready to elevate your production while preserving the planet? Reach out to Musco Light and Effect for a consultation where your vision meets our innovation responsibly. Let's make movie magic together. It's freaking awesome.
That is great.
Just ridiculous, right? But wait, this is my friend who's never seen AI. And he's already like, what? He keeps saying, what? I said, He said, what else would you like to do? I said, great. Why don't we just build a website? And so I just refined a prompt again about building a website, got it up to a 9, and then ran a website and just built a whole website and just a little bit, homepage, about, service, technology, portfolio, pricing. I said, great. Why don't you give me some limbic messages? Got him some limbic messages. We believe every story deserves the perfect backdrop to shine. I know Bridget Callahan's just freaking out right now, right? Bridget Callahan's like, what? Are you kidding? You deserve a green screen as limitless as your imagination. She said, amen. Yes, I am. Because every frame matters in telling your story. This is just killer. We picture a world where creativity knows no boundaries, right? We keep going. Okay, great. Now put that on the web pages. And the guy's, what? So we keep going. And I said, okay, great. Now make sure that it's all partner-centric or client-centric. And then here we go. We believe every story deserves the perfect backdrop to shine. You have a vision. You're crafting stories that captivate and resonate. Our mission is to provide you with a canvas that brings your narrative to life wherever your creativity takes you. Every page, all written, partner-centric copy with the limbic message, all done. I go from there. Okay, great. Now give us a 60-second script that's persuasive, informal, yet educating, warm, and tender. Open with a serene sunrise over a bustling film set, cut to a team unfurling the Musco inflatable green screen. Imagine a world where your creative vision is limitless, and so on, right? There it is. Time is precious, so is your peace of mind. Our quick setup and breakdown means you're on schedule, capturing the perfect shot with ease and confidence. 60-second, great. So I said, now, cool. I said, who's your favorite musician? He says, Prince. I said, cool. Now give me another video that's themed by Prince the musician, funny, with lots of emojis, and has Prince promoting Musco. He says, it goes like this. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called video production. Cut to Musco, a green screen unfurling with a flourish, emojis, musical notes. And what's cooler than cool? Musco's inflatable green screen, baby. It's the kind that even the artist would groove to. A person, flamboyant, Prince attire, struts across the strap. Party like it's 1999? Nah, we're partying like it's the future of filmmaking. Figure strikes a pose. With Musco, you can set up your scene faster than you can say little red Corvette. And our tech, so advanced, it's been like being kissed by the most beautiful girl in the world. If you guys know who Prince is, you're catching every one of these references, right? Narrator, whether you're under the purple rain or in front of a purple screen, Musco's got your back, and we do it all style to make sure you'll go, wow. Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy, right, Prince? Let's get nuts with Musco, for the times they're changing, and your content, it's about to reign supreme. Insane what AI can do, right? This is going to be like ridiculous. So then I said, okay, cool. Now do it Prince at Christmas time. And I did the Prince at Christmas time thing. And my friend is just so blown away that I'm just now messing with him. Great. Now put the script into the voice of a dude named Steve Mo, who's 6'5" in height and a gentle giant. The guy's name is Steve. His nickname is Steve Mo, and he's 6'5", right? So now I adapted the script to be about him. Steve Mo, ho, 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 when the snow's laying thick and the lights twinkle bright, Musco's gear is all set up for the night. Lean in, folks, because Steve Mo's got the scoop. Our green screen's the stage for your holiday troupe. Picture this, a Christmas shindig where the groove is king and the walls are dripping with tinsel and a splash of purple bling. Whoa there, this screen's more solid than the jolliest of belly laughs, and it pops up quicker than you can say reindeer paths. With Musco, you're the star atop of the Christmas tree, shining bright for all to see, even if your style's as big as me. Naughty or nice, Musco's got the spice for your holiday flick, and I'm here to tell you, it's going to be slick. So let this rock this holiday season with cheer and laughter, because that is what we're after. Musco, spreading joy to the world, one giant screen at a time. Insane. So I said, okay, fine. Now do Thanksgiving. And I'm not going to read these anymore. I'm done with that. But just to mess with him, I'm like, okay, great. Now we need it to rhyme. So we got the Thanksgiving theme video to rhyme all the way through there. From heartfelt tales to grand unveilings, our green screen set for your story sailings, a backdrop feast for every niece and beast. Sturdy as the table neath the turkey's label, quick to rise like dough to pies, no fables, right? And then I go, okay, great. That's fine. That's cool. Give me some playful rhythm that matches. Now, write a letter to your brother about the new project. Make it endearing, persuasive, but don't ask for money yet. They'll plant the seed for that possibility. 750 words long, informal, but with a call to action to chat about possibilities. Hey, big bro. Whole letter to his brother, who has a bunch of money. And from there, I said, cool. Now that's 750 words. What I said, now give me a press release from Musco with a power testimonial from Steve Moe. Gave him a press release. Okay. From there, I said, now great. Now let's do this. You've developed an insane underwater green screen that enables underwater filming, unlike ever before. We need an executive summary for that. Gave him an executive summary of the underwater version of Musco. Okay. From there, we said, that's hilarious. That's crazy. Now convert Steve Moe into the Grinch for Christmas and give me a 60-second commercial with that in mind. So now he's the Grinch. In Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. But why do you ask? Was it holiday cheer? No, it was Musco bringing filmmakers near. Right? Are you guys getting how insane this is? Right? It's like ridiculous. Then I said, now I'm just completely messing with him. Now translated into Spanish, though, with the Gloria Estefan influence. So now we've got the commercial in Spanish with Gloria Estefan. And then I said, okay, great. Now give it to me in Chinese. So here you can see Whoville, Grinch, Musco, and now it's in Chinese, whole thing. And then I said, great. Now give it to us in a deep tone of the rural South. Down yonder in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's little old heart done swelled up 3 sizes that day. But what sparked that change, you reckon? Wasn't no holiday spirit. It was Musco bringing filmmakers right up close and personal. With a screen stretching wider than a cotton field and taller than a pecan tree, you can shoot your own Christmas tale. No need to be bashful, you hear? Insane.
You out of control. Out of control. That's
so
funny.
I just want to kind of give everybody the sense of what is possible. Then I said, give it to us in Old English, but with a flair of Louis Armstrong and Frank Sinatra. Did one of those. That was kind of cool. And I think we called it a day.
That's so funny. Richard, could you go back to your Google Doc and those 5 bullet that kind of layout that you gave Roxanne? Can you copy and paste that into the chat so that Bob Donovan can copy it?
Yep, for sure.
Okay. And also, then he has this question, and he's speaking for the format that we did for community banks. Would it work for community colleges? So let me just read his comment. Could this format for community banking work for community colleges in email as well as website?
Of course. Why not? I mean, you want to tweak it, obviously, but could it work? Sure. Why wouldn't it?
No, for sure. Yeah. And so, I mean, that's the beauty, getting back to what I was saying about user experience and information architecture. The reason why this works everywhere is that we as humans, we need to know what to expect, right? Originally, and I have come up with a concept called guided user experience, where we lead them down the path that we want them to take, right? And so people want to be told where to go, what to click on, and we really control that, very effectively with this format. So I think it'll work very well for your audience. All right, so Richard, you're pasting that comment in, or
for some reason it's not cooperating, so I got to do something different. Hold on, let me just
okay.
I will get it copied in just a second.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, then while you're doing that, can I share my screen and give everybody homework related to these prompts, please?
Yep, go
I'm
for
going
it.
to share my screen, so hold on. And I am going to go to, let me share my screen. Okay. Ridgely, can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So everybody, let me just mention this for people that are brand new to the Mastermind. As part of your Mastermind account, you get access to the PAF AI Brain. Okay. In your onboarding materials, there are instructions on how to set up your PAF Brain account. Please ping us at support@partnerattractionformula.com if you have any questions or need help in setting that up. It's a little complex, but so far we've been able to help everybody. Once you have your PAF Brain account, now originally earlier showed you ChatGPT as an interface. That's this here, chat.openai, where you go and use ChatGPT plus. The idea about the PAF Brain is that if you're stuck and you want kind of an easy one-click alternative to kind of get you started, that's the value of PAF Brain. It does the thinking for you. So here's an example of a UX summary prompt, and this is all coded in. So what you do is you leave the mode onto enter URL. You put in a URL. In this case, I just put in a couple of weeks ago, I had a local roofer come and work on my roof. And I like the guy, and I've been using him as a test case because if it'll work for a roofer, it'll work for anybody, right? So I put in his website here. I select ChatGPT 4 because that's the best one so far. And under the tasks, and somebody in the chat, I think it was Gene, mentioned that they saw some new things in here. One of the new things is this thing called UX summary, right? UX is user experience summary. So I've written a prompt that will trigger when you click submit. And basically what it will do is it will visit a website, your website or any other website, and it'll tell you what you are trying to say to the world, which will help you kind of hone your messaging and kind of let you know if you're on target with projecting what you want to project, right? And so this is again a one-click type of solution. Put in the URL, click submit, and it goes and runs that prompt about user experience and information architecture, and it comes back and tells you, at its heart, Tom Janus Roofing is a roofing company serving Suffolk County and its surroundings, dedicated to offering a variety of roofing services, such as all of these, blah, 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 blah. Then it tells you what the unique selling proposition and value is. What sets Tom Janus Roofing apart is their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction. And then they go and they go and mention a couple of things that support that. Now it's going to break down what it sees as some user experience principles and information architecture on your website. This website's information architecture is straightforward, with clear, concise menus that categorize the services offered. However, some areas could be improved for a better user experience, right? So I wrote this with the intent of offering areas of suggested improvement things. And so for this particular site, it'll say these things: make the contact information more prominent, right? Enhance the user experience when the contact information is made more prominent, possibly at the top of the homepage. Simplify the service list. The list of services is quite comprehensive, which could potentially overwhelm users. Consider consolidating similar services under broader categories to make navigation simpler. Here's a great one. Improve the call to action. The call to action, schedule your hassle-free inspection today, could be made more appealing, using more engaging language and possibly offering a benefit, such as schedule your free inspection today and ensure your roof is in top condition. Could motivate more users to take action. There's a testimonials page. While there are reviews on the homepage, creating a separate testimonials page where potential customers can read experiences could build more trust. Enhance the visual appeal, perhaps pictures of the team or completed projects, make it more visually appealing. Highlight certifications, highlight the GAF certification more prominently as it adds more credibility. Include an FAQ page, help answer common questions. And then it says, by implementing these suggestions, the user experience could be significantly improved, potentially leading to increased customer engagement and conversions. So this is a brand new prompt in the PAF Brain. I encourage all of you as homework to go spin that up, put your own website in there, and select the task of UX summary and see what you get. And again, it's not as detailed as going back and forth with ChatGPT directly, but hey, it's one click and it's pretty darn good. Originally, what do you think of that?
I think it's freaking awesome. And not only that, remember, you can also take this and take it, and you want to unshare your screen, bro?
Yep.
And you can take this, the UX summary prompt, and then you could put it into ChatGPT as well. Talk a little bit about that, Hubert, about how you can actually iterate. You can take the one-click instructions and prompts that are in PAF Brain and actually iterate those through regular AI.
A simple formula that I use all the time to take an output from either a previous session of ChatGPT or a session of PAF Brain or a session from any AI of your choice, is to go and copy the output, then go to your next AI, right? This is called AI chaining. And you start off with the classic things, act as a marketing consultant experienced in helping you tease out your user experience issues and unique selling proposition. And then you say, take the following text as input and please provide suggestions on how to make it better and why. And then you paste that in with your prompt and then you hit enter. So you've already used one AI to evolve it into a pretty good starting point. You then clarify, some of the points that you want to make, and then you keep iterating. And then Ridgely, you can keep chaining this over and over and over until you get like excellent work. This is why Ridgely's prompt creator sequence, he's never happy with 6 out of 10 ranking or 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. Ridgely was the first of us, the two of us, to get to the 10, and now he can get to 10 all the time. So he's never happy unless he's out of 10.
Yes.
Anyway, so I suggest you all play around with that. And then also too, with this prompt creator, if you go to your membership and go to the tile that says Ridgely's private prompt library, you'll get the latest prompts, and also pay attention to the sequencing of the prompts. And you'll see how Ridgely starts off with the base prompt creator, gets that output, and then goes off into that world that you just saw him demonstrate, with asking for the scripts and asking for the the different things and all of that. So it's everybody's encouraged to go and look at Ridgely's private prompt library.
Yeah, and let me just do since it's Mind Types After Dark and we can geek out a little bit extra today. And by the way, I've just got to share. Just got this.
Nice.
There they are, champions. They won. There's my grandson right there. They won the tournament somehow. I'll get a report later, but thank you everybody for your support. So let me just show you real quick, geeking out even a little deeper. So what Hubert just said was very geeky, but if you really want to play around inside your prompt library, you go to AI Wizard Troubleshooting Prompt. And this is where you're literally getting AI to judge its own confidence in accurately understanding the issue that you're presenting to AI before you get AI to run the prompt, right? So take a look at this. This is super geeky, and you don't have to totally get this. And it's okay if you don't. But I want to just remind everybody to just explain this one more time because it's in your prompt library, AI Wizard Troubleshooting Prompt. So again, you tell AI you're an expert market researcher with vast knowledge on all things about marketing, copywriting, sales, and marketing. Now I need your help to clarify and vet an issue. Please take the time to ask me as many questions about the issue as needed to fully understand it. This is me telling AI to ask me questions. After each answer, I want you to judge your own confidence in the ability to fully, accurately understand my issue on a scale of 1 to 10. Rate the answers I give you or you produce with a rating of 1 to 10. Add comments on what you think could be improved about each answer. If your rating is an 8 or higher, ask me, would you like to get an outcome for the issue? Then I get to say yes or no. In other words, we're doing two things. We're saying, first, rate your own ability to understand the issue that I'm bringing to you and get that up to a high level, a 9 or a 10. And then rate the answers that come out also on a 9 or a 10 and give us suggestions about how to improve both. So again, this is super geeky, but it's a way that you can continue to educate the tool until the tool tells you, I've got enough now, I got you, you're in good shape. And then you hit the tool with the questions that you need, right? So could you break this into 2 prompts? You could. I made it into 1. You could actually break it into, hey, rate your confidence prompt, then rate my answers prompt. But I just created this one with Hubert's help last week. So I know that's a really geeky thing, but Hubert, any comments from you?
No, geeky is good. I got more geeky stuff too, but I know we have somebody on the hot seat tonight, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, I thought I saw somebody saying that they were on the hot seat tonight. Terry, was that you saying you were on the hot seat? Yes, Terry Haggerty on the hot seat.
All right, well, let's do some stuff with Terry real quick then. All right, let me promote this up. I've been deeply immersed in a bank website.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, so Steve Black says having trouble finding the PAF prompt library. Okay, so if you're in your AI vault, you'll see a bunch of different tiles once you click in the PAF AI vault. And there's one that is actually called Ridgely, what is it called?
Ridgely's prompt
Ridgely's
library.
private prompt library. It's near Hubert's hacks. I think it's on the bottom row.
Okay, so Terry, I'm having for some reason you're not promoting to panelists, and I don't know why. Oh.
Terry said Bridget is going to give what I did and what we're working on for our news site. We really want
cool. Okay, well,
Bridget needs to ask the question, so Bridget needs to come on.
Okay, awesome.
And Steve Black, if you still have trouble, send a note to support at partnerattractionformula.com. And okay, Steve says, yeah, but I didn't see the AI wizard prompt. Originally, did you put that in the new document? Yeah, because I just saw it.
Yeah, it's in the new document, but it might not have been upgraded into the prompt library. So let me, Sansia, can you make a note, please?
Richard, you should be editing live your master copy. That way it's always live.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. But maybe I didn't.
Okay, sorry, Steve. We have a version control issue here.
Okay. All right. Bridget, what do you got? Besides a cool shirt, that looks like really boss. Look at that, man. Look at that. I like it.
Very nice.
Yeah, so can I share my screen?
Of course.
All right, I'm going to share. There we go, Safari. So this is a document we've been working on for Terry's website.
Yep.
And we went through several iterations with the prompts that you've worked with in the past. And so the latest one is here. I guess we just kind of want to see, you know, do you see any weirdness, or is this pretty much blessed? Are we on the right track? And then the other thing is I want to show you something really cool we did at the end. So just tell me when you want me to scroll.
You're going first.
Okay. Well, I'm just like, my first reaction was just looking at the title, Crafting Legacies, Engineering Futures. I love the crafting legacies part. I get that. But the engineering part makes my brain immediately get a little too, and I have an engineering degree, so it immediately kind of short circuits me. But I don't know, maybe instead of engineering, maybe it's like building or something like that.
Okay. I can't type anymore. Have you ever noticed that? After you're in ChatGPT forever, you just can't type anymore.
So now, just to ask the obvious, so instead of title, subtitle, whatever, is there like room in this design for a we believe statement or something like that? Some sort of
you know what I noticed is I noticed this just like 5 minutes ago that we didn't marry the limbic messages to this site. So my apologies for not having that.
Okay, so cool. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know,
we have a bunch. We just
good. You start off with something strong and limbic.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, Ridgely, that's what I have.
Well, no, give us some more. Give me a little.
So okay, so go back up again just to kind of hone that point. Then it's like, so if the concept is about crafting legacies and building futures, then right there you could just like, you know, it's almost game over where you can say, you know, we believe in building futures, or something like, we believe in building your future while respecting your legacy, or something like that. Like, you know, basically like limbify that, and then that's, you know, that's all you need to say.
Yeah, remember, we believe is really good, but it can also be you deserve a lasting legacy, right? It could be something that a you deserve message there too could work as well.
Right. Okay. Like that.
I like to begin your Odyssey. That's cool. Um, okay, scroll down a little bit. Okay, and again, not to restate the obvious, but knowing that people are going to come into a site, and this is really important for everybody, knowing that people are going to come into a site from multiple different paths, and they're going to land on a deep linked page. In other words, they're not necessarily going to land on the home page. We want to make sure that limbic messaging is literally across the top of almost every important page. There may be some that does not apply to, but most is going to be like as many as you can. We want to get that limbic messaging at the top, and then want to make more time, make space for also the partner-centric copy just below.
Right. Okay.
And just so that I understand what I'm looking at here, Bridget, these menu items, this is the navigation?
Yes. So
Okay.
home, our ethos, strategic services. And we may not have this many, or they might be nested somewhat, but
Okay, so all right, so bringing this back to our earlier discussion, okay, and I'm not trying to stump you or Terry or any of that, okay, I'm just asking this as a question and fully expecting that the answer is hard to arrive at, okay. All right, so scroll back up to the top before this navigation area. Okay, so the home page. Okay, got it. Okay, so the essence of the story is what? Like Doorknob Consulting provides or does what? Like what's like the story? And you don't have to give it to me in fully formed English or whatever. I just kind of want to see if like you and Terry kind of have an idea of what the story is that you want to tell. Like what does Doorknob Consulting provide?
right. I don't know if I have that answer. I don't know if Terry wants to come to stage and reveal that. Terry, just approve the request to come to stage.
So, but what I'm getting at is that I always like to bug my team, and I always like to challenge everybody by saying, okay, cool, we're talking about like the limbic message on the homepage and all of that, and that's a big jump head start already. And then but now like I see in your document you go from that right into like here's the menu stuff, right? And that's cool too, which speaks to like the content of the site. But like what is the site about? All this cool stuff that's going to be in the menus, like what does it serve in terms of the site or the services, unique selling proposition or value, or like an example. And I'm sure this is not the answer because I'm just making this up off the top of my head, right? But if Doorknob Consulting, if the service is that they get to know you and understand, what you're hoping to achieve as a legacy, and then help you hone your business in terms of the consulting offerings that you want to give or whatever, call us now and, we'll get you on the right track. Now, I'm sure that's wrong, but the core like concept and story I'd like to have before we kind of tackle what the menu items are. Now, Terry wrote this. We want everyone to know who they are and how to live a life that really fits them both personally and professionally. Let me just read that mission statement out loud. At Doorknob Consulting, our mission is to guide individuals through life purpose discovery, enabling them to understand their true essence and embrace a life tailored to them. Dedicated to empowering professionals, parents, youth caregivers, and educators, we provide tools and insights to harness innate strengths and make a lasting impact in their lives.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
We need to
about
tell that story.
sixth iteration.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. A big mission.
That is good. So Ridgely and Bridget, maybe like the design should clearly maybe Richly, sometimes when you pose the question and you say like, do you know, like if you form some of this in the question, because like I think most people are gonna not say yes to the question. If the question raises some element of like, oh man, I never thought of that, and then immediately give them like assurance that they're in the right place, that they'll answer that, and then take the next steps. Maybe that's like the story right there, that like in one short visit and one short call will get you right on the right track and make sure that the life that you're tailoring for yourself meets your life purpose or something like that, Rich.
Yeah. So
now Terry says it confuses me when to tell them exactly how we do that.
well, remember, how you do that is secondary.
Right.
Because if we think about a website is not designed to close a sale. If it's a coaching program or a high ticket sale, a website is designed to move someone in a direction, and the closing of the sale happens on a consultation. It happens on a phone call, on a webinar or something.
I do want to. I'm sorry to jump on. I'm sorry to jump on you, Richly. I just want to say this before it leaves my brain, because it's starting to slip already. You don't need to answer how you do it, but you want to answer in the affirmative that you can do it. Like, for example, if you say, are you confused by A, B, or C? Question mark. We've got you covered. Click here to learn how in 60 seconds or whatever. Like, you didn't tell them how you did it, but you assured them that you can do it.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and especially in working with your partner attraction formula worksheet, go to those pain points. What keeps them up at night, right? Go to that piece, and find what you can get from that.
Okay, yeah, I think this was a document that just went into the website. All the pain points and stuff was in another document. We probably have like 4 documents we're working from right now, but it's been a really interesting journey, taking 5 websites that don't really make sense and then culling it down to how do we serve all that up in one website, but still have the diversity of the 5 products.
Well, and remember again, if you the Google Doc that I dropped into the chat, right? Grab that for sure, that link. So you remember, what are the 5 things that you want on a website? We want it to be really clear. Limbic message gets them nodding. Partner-centric copy, so it's all about them. It's all about the prospect, all about the client. Then you want to go from there to making sure the call to action is super clear and that you're telling the story, because this is a beautiful story. We want to tell that story right up front, and then everything on the site is in service to whatever the main call to action needs to be, to book a call, to have a consultation, to do whatever. I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing with the bank website that I showed you. It's like, I'm going to go back and with Hubert and we're going to say, look, there's only one thing that this entire website is supposed to do: book calls for you, get consultations. Everything else is in service to that. Everything on the website, because that's the only way they ever make a sale. If we know that that's the only way they ever make a sale, then there's no other purpose for the website than to drive that behavior. Is that making sense?
Completely. Yeah.
Bridget, can you just stop sharing for a second? I just want to share real quick and just share this. And I know it's I know I only ran one of the sites, and I know that you guys have a couple of sites in your network, but I just took doorknobconsulting.com and ran it in the PAF brain for UX summary, and it basically gave a summary. And then interestingly, for suggestions for improvement, it's suggesting adding an FAQ. Now, the advantage of using the FAQ format is that it doesn't necessarily have to be like a narrative flow, meaning the nature of an FAQ, you can jump around kind of, right? So it kind of takes a little pressure off trying to tell like a straight narrative, right?
And let me have one more thing about that. And you can use the FAQ to overcome objections. So you can think, what is the objection that I'm going to get? Let me pop that in the form of a question into the FAQ, and let me overcome that objection in the FAQ.
Yeah, great point. The second thing it's advising is highlight testimonials. Positive reviews can be spotlighted on the main page to enhance credibility. And then related to that is include case studies. Real life examples of transformations can provide a tangible sense of the potential benefits and outcomes of the coaching services. So what I'm getting at is that, like, explaining the situation is one thing, but immediately then highlighting a real case study or testimonials could kind of really like cement that gap in somebody's head. And especially if, like, now again I'm just guessing now here, but if this is targeted towards more younger people and coaching them, then you would put some case studies there of like younger people or people fitting the profile. Then, just to complete this list, it's suggesting simplifying the navigation. Reducing the number of menu items can make the site easier to navigate. Now, I saw you had quite the laundry list of menu items there earlier, so I just wanted to bring that up. Enhance visual appeal. This is like your wheelhouse right here. Using engaging visuals related to the coaching process can make the site more attractive and interesting. So again, there's nobody better than you in this area, so you got that one covered. And to Ridgely's point, clear call to action. Make the call to action buttons more visible and persuasive to encourage user interaction. Now, I don't know if you guys are using a lead magnet or whatever. Ridgely and I are currently super in love with the very basic book a call now kind of call to action.
Yeah, aligned with you on that as well.
And for everybody else, remember, if you have content for us, you want to take a look at stuff, send an email, support@partnerattractionformula.com, and let us know ahead of time. And that makes it even easier to make sure that we can do everything we can to support you.
Yeah. Now, let me read Terry's next question. And Ridgely, this is your forte here. So if you can give some advice. Terry says, how do we learn how to make the sale when they talk to us in the consultation? I failed there. Now, I've never met anybody that can close in a book called situation as Ridgely can. So Ridgely, any advice as to, like, if you can drive them to that consultation and get them to do that book call, like how do they do better at that process?
So I think consultative selling is really effective. Start giving advice and don't be afraid that you're giving away too much advice. You're giving away the farm. Just start helping people from the very beginning and probe a little bit as to what is it that they really want. Because if you find out what they truly want, then it becomes a lot easier. There's a book. I'm going to show you the cover right now here that is very good at explaining this process. It is has a great title, Getting Naked. And it's not about getting naked at all. It's all about consultative selling. It's Patrick Lencioni, who's a genius. Highly recommend getting this book, because this is exactly what I do. I come into a call, expect that where my number one outcome is, how am I going to help these people? What am I going to do to serve? And by having that, I never have a difficult call. I never have a challenging call. I only have calls that end on a great note, even if it doesn't result in a sale. And that's okay, because you're not going to get 100% of the sales. But this book is all about that. And it's a fable. It's a really easy read. Highly recommend Getting Naked. I really do recommend Getting Naked. It's Mind Types After Dark, so just say it. Okay, are we good for now? You're going to bring us the next incarnation, Bridget?
Yeah, and I just wanted to say one more thing. I'm not sharing now, but I love the benefits of the benefits. So I took it one step further and I said, give me the benefits of the benefits of the benefits.
Nice.
Side-by-side table, and how the third one gives you so much more. So that was kind of fun to play with.
Wow, that's cool.
Hubert, That sounds a lot like a new prompt to
Yeah, I
me.
know.
We might have
But
to call it the Callahan prompt.
I
Just
know the Callahan prompt. It's the three columned Callahan prompt.
Well, and the
big.
other thing is doing the ideal client, you know, where it asks you questions. I've experienced as little as 7 questions, and we're still not finished in one client, and we're already at to 19 questions.
Mhm.
And I normally just take the question and put it in a new chat and say, can you give me the answer? And then from that chat, I copy it and put it in the first chat. And I'm just going back and forth. You know, you might have to set it up for the first question, but it's amazing. I'm getting 9s and 10s every time I put because chat's answering its own question, basically.
That's super cool. I love
Yeah.
that. Masters geeking out over here.
It's chat talking to chat.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right,
Very
team.
cool. Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you very much. Please bring us the next incarnation. We'd be absolutely delighted to
It will be a live site.
Awesome. Love it, love it, love it.
Great.
Okay.
Now, Bridget, I do want to share quickly a new class of prompts that I've been working on.
Okay.
So we're diving deep. So I got into this because of some research I was doing, and there's more and more people getting into using ChatGPT prompts to kind of work on some motivational type things, especially for entrepreneurs. Okay, so I'm just going to show a new prompt. I encourage you all to run this also in PAF Brain. So again, you leave it set to URL. I'm putting in my roofer's URL again, selecting ChatGPT 4. Now under task, there is one called mantras. Okay, originally, I've not shown you this one yet, but I've programmed it in already. And you hit submit, and it basically visits your website. And this prompt speaks to you as the owner of this website. And it gives you some mantras to keep you motivated in going stronger in this business that you've created. Okay. Remember, this guy's a roofer. Every shingle counts, just like every step I take towards my vision. I'm not just building roofs, I'm building trust and quality.
Nice.
I am the architect of my success. Like a well-installed roof, my vision is sturdy, protective, and essential. No storm can break me. I repair, I replace, I rebuild. Not just roofs, but my motivation and determination every day. So what I'm just showing here is that you can use ChatGPT or any AI, not only in creating your messaging for communicating your business value, but also to keep yourself on track with your business. So isn't this an interesting area?
Super cool, man. And Gene, in answer to your question, please send a ticket to support at Partner Traction Formula, because the stunningly fabulous Sensia will take care of that for us. So awesome. Amazing session, team. As always, love Mind Types After Dark. We are reconvening in just a few days, actually on Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday, 12 o'clock Pacific. We will be reconvening Tuesday, the 14th, which would have been my dad's birthday. This is the first birthday that I've not had with my dad since he passed just a few months ago. On his birthday at 3 o'clock Eastern, let's reconvene. If you have content you want us to work on, please send an email, support at Partner Traction Formula. That's what we're here for. Excuse me, so that we can support you however we can. Hubert Lee, thank you very much.
Thank
Very
you.
cool stuff as always. And we just keep on rolling. Brother, have a great night. Everybody else have a beautiful night, the rest of your week. It is a holiday for a lot of people tomorrow. Enjoy the holiday. Thank you very much. Congrats to the soccer champion. I appreciate that a lot. Very proud of you. All right, guys. You guys are amazing. As always, have a great night. See you very, very soon. Ciao for now.